Coffee with Andy.
Hey, good morning, guys. It is Monday, not December, January 2nd. January 2nd, and I am finishing up the last of my second pot of coffee. So, this is your second installment of Coffee with Andy in 2023. Starting to get a little chilly down there in the bottom of room temperature on the bottom of that cup, but coffee's coffee, guys. So today is another big install day. I got a bunch of wires pulled out of the boat yesterday. Probably a mile. It's probably not a mile, but it feels like a mile. And I told Riley at one point yesterday, if no one else was on the boat with me while I was doing all this, I would probably still be saving zip ties, because I don't know how many we trimmed off yesterday, but it was a metric boatload. Well, there'd probably be a long ton of cables and a metric boatload of zip ties. So just trying to clean up my runs where I could do easier pulls. This Raymarine network is a whole lot easier, so you don't have to have full home runs for all your lines. What I'm doing right now is I'm in the salon. So the kitchen's behind you. We got the salon or the living room here with the nav table over there. A few days ago, Michael went up the mast. We pulled the line down. We put it through the orifice that it goes through, that you tighten down to seal off everything watertight. It's called a gland. Brought it through the gland, brought it through the bulkhead, the roof of the salon, and we've had it coiled back here. So ideally I'm going to put about a 3-foot whip on the end, and I'm going to take one of these project boxes, and I just lost a screw. Oh, good Lord, I just found it. Hold on. So, taking one of these little waterproof project boxes that has a terminal breakout. So the line's coming in from the mast. I'll leave about a 3-foot whip. If we ever have to drop the mast, we'll already have that cut and terminated. And then coming up from wherever I mount my ITC5, which is my central brain of the nav equipment, which might be right down below the mast, or it might be over behind in the nav table. I'm going to get you guys' opinion on a couple things in just a minute after I find the other screws that I may have just lost. Hold on. Let's see if there's a tinkle. Well, those are tiny little screws, and it's unfortunate that they're so tiny. I'll be right back. Found them. Yay! Don't want to lose those puppies. Okay, so break out, break in. I think it's 8 conductor. It's 6 conductor coming down. Fits in this and this. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull a line from here back through this wall down to here, and then pull it all through, back it up, cut my line, do the connection up there, but then I already have my run done. Let me show you some of the other things that are going on right now. So, wow, we're already 4 minutes in. Today, hopefully we'll have this mounted. We cut that out yesterday out of the dash. We're gonna have our I-70S, which is our multi-instrument, mounted in the dash. We're going to have the autopilot head mounted in the dash. Wasn't originally in the build, but it's what it ended up being. And we'll go up the dash in just a second. I know now that my single sideband is working. I've still got to test it with my Pactor controller, which is this RS-232 432 modem that you attach to the USB port on your computer. And from there, there's an app you download called Sailmail. From there, it acts as a modem for your computer to connect via single sideband to land-based modems to send emails. So not only can you use single sideband for basically radio, two-way radio traffic, VHF, just think about that, but at much longer range, not like a ham, because I don't have all the frequencies unlocked on the single sideband, and I'm not ham radio licensed. Just for all you Karens and Kevins out there, but I am FCC registered. I do have a broadcast radio call sign, and I have an operator's permit for that as a single sideband. So the Pactor, which when I get it tested, and as long as it works, I'll show it off to you guys, allows you to send and receive data. I think it's at 1200 baud, which Bill Brent, my old friend Bill Brent, used to be able to whistle because he worked in the telco industry and set up modems in lottery, for the lottery systems in every gas station in a state, basically. And they went with 300, 1200 baud modems because the negotiation was so quick and the packet of what they were sending and receiving was so small that if they tried to go with a faster modem, because it wasn't on all the time, it was only whenever that transaction happened, it would dial up, whistle, boom, connect, transmit, disconnect before a 9600 or 14.4 or 28.8 or 56K modem could negotiate the proper protocol. Let me bring you around the boat and show you a couple more things that we're doing. So we have everything in this box should be installed today. Everything in this box should be installed today. Like I just said, I've got the Evolution autopilot head down here on the floor. May or may not all be installed today, but I've got most of the wires pulled out from it in the dash. I'm pretty happy with all this. So I've got my cutouts done. They're not tight, but they're nice and snug. And we're set up for this. We pulled a lot of wire out of the dash, a whole lot. Most of it's still down on the floor because I'm going to use it as a pull run. But it was a lot of wire. Bringing you out on deck, showing you around for a minute. It is very foggy today. Let's see if you can see this boat behind me. Okay, the boat right there is an island packet. I think it's 42. When I got up this morning, you could not even see that boat. Oh, Birdie just caught a fish or something and is cleaning it up on the dock right back there. So last night I tried to shoot a video to show you guys just the conditions here. You've seen pictures before, and what I'll probably do is just splice it all together and do a light and crisp day. And I might even do it as it is right now to show you the difference between clear, foggy at night, and foggy at day. Just the evolution and how little visibility is. We were probably at about 30, 40 feet last night and earlier this morning. Oh, so where's family? It's awful quiet around the boat. They are off doing service for others right now. Bumpa, the OG pirate, his best friend is here in Charleston and working through some health issues. If you want to throw a prayer log up on the on your list, please do so for Gary. I would appreciate it for you, and I'm sure he would as well. So he's not been able to do much yard work in a few months. It's been winter time, so there's not a lot to do. Tracy and the boys are going out to John's Island. Charleston is a city of islands, and they call it the Holy City, but it's really just landing pads for roads to hop from island to island to island. There's John's Island, Daniel's Island, John's, James, Daniel's, Mount Pleasant, Isle of Palms, and probably dozen more, I'm sure. Sandy, you're going to correct me on that. Or please do, because I'm not from here, and it is way confusing, and you'll island hop from one island to the other on the bridge, and it splits out right as you land to like go to 3 other different islands, and you just get on another bridge and you hop out on that. So we get in the car usually around Charleston, and I just get in the passenger seat. Tracy's from here, and she knows her way. I'll drive it if I've got Waze or maps or something up and going, but it's not worth it. We got other things we got to do besides getting lost with me. So good times. It's the 2nd. We're going to be here in Charleston until probably the 16th now. My uncle passed away, and the memorial service, the closest one to us, is actually going to be in Macon, and that's going to be on the 14th. We're probably going to do that as just a day trip. I think it's at 2, so we'll get up early that morning, drive up, spend some time with my cousins, see my aunt, and visit a little bit with other family, and then scoop doodle back to the boat, spend the 15th recovering, topping off everything, last provisions, and then we're heading south. Say that some people are outside sailors only. We're not, because we don't have to be. Our mast, as labeled, not as measured, is 62.5 feet, which allows us to comfortably travel the ICW if we don't have a good weather window. But we're wanting to head south. We've got to catch up with friends, and we've got to get going on this. If we stay too long here waiting for a great weather window, we're going to be here till maybe February. And that's not our goal. The dock workers are back today. I thought they had the day off. I think someone's already got in the trash. Was that you? Yeah. Okay. Someone had told me they had yesterday and today off, but that's Garen, as in guaranteed to serve you. He's a great young man. He's probably in his, he's probably 20, maybe 21. I've never heard the name Garen. Might be an old family name, but great young man. So a couple of new things since we last did a little bit of a boat tour. I know it's a mess, but Nana and Bumpa, on our trip north to Annapolis, the ice maker that came with the boat died, and it was one of our biggest luxuries that we allowed ourselves. So for Christmas, Nana and Bumpa got us a new ice maker here, and the boys are loving it, and they're taking advantage of it. And let's see if I can make this not tip forward. Let's see. Put this down lower. Sorry about the hand, guys. Okay. So we've got the new ice maker. And I know Camden and Micah really, really love it. The video yesterday, at the very end, I was up at the helm doing some work and talking, and then we had splashing behind us and dolphins, and splashing over to off our port side and dolphins, and then there were a bunch out in the river, and I jumped up and I ran over and I was able to capture 2 dolphins breaching at the same time. It was awesome. So if you don't giggle and smile and love it whenever you see a dolphin, you just probably need to reevaluate yourself. And then later, yesterday afternoon, we caught some more over here. We probably saw 20, 25 times yesterday that dolphins were completely up out of the water and then diving in. Camden and Nick have seen some just off the dock this morning, and they came running back before they ran to do the service. And that had to be pretty close for them to be able to see that. So I don't know if it's because we're in a little bit of a warm spit right now, or the dolphins are just wishing us a happy new year. I'm gonna take either one. Tilt this just a little bit. Other than that, I've got Michael coming over. He says about 12:31 today. I'm going to try to get as much stuff done before he gets here, so I can knock a lot of these things out and put these things to bed and put the boat back together. I've got a lot of things pulled out. It's a lot of work. I'm glad we're doing it. I'm really glad we're doing it. I'm glad I'm getting a lot of the experience and I know exactly where everything is. But I'm going to do it now while I've got warm weather. It's somewhat dry. I mean, you can walk up the dock and get soaking wet as low as the dew point is right now, and the fog being so low to the ground. Anyway, 2023 going to be a great year. 2022 was a great year. Going to wrap this one up. I love you guys. Pick up after yourselves, spay and neuter your pets, and like and subscribe if you like my content. So I'll keep throwing this out here for you guys. Bye.